on top of it. But your uterus is much thicker and much heavier than your bladder. And you know how you have to push to have a bowel movement? Well, whenever you do that, you push everything in your abdomen downward. Your stomach, your intestines, your uterus, all down onto your bladder. You do the same thing when you cough, sneeze, lift something heavy, or even laugh. So over the course of your lifetime, you put a lot of pressure on your weak little bladder. And then you go and get pregnant. Do you know what happens when you get pregnant? Your uterus starts growing to house the growing fetus. And then it grows even bigger and bigger. Your uterus increases 500 to 1,000 times when you get pregnant. And that accounts for only one fetus. If you have twins, triplets, etc., it's much larger than that. And your pregnant uterus is very heavy. It consists of 3 pounds of uterine tissue, 4 pounds of amniotic fluid, 2 pounds of placenta, and 8 pounds of baby. It's 15 times heavier than it was before you got pregnant. So there's your poor little bladder buried under all this weight for months. And of course, you still cough and sneeze and push to have bowel movements. And then comes time to deliver the baby. And what do? You push for hours. You push and push and push as hard as you can for hours. And eventually, the entire baby pushes past your bladder. Now, do you think your poor little bladder endures all that trauma without any consequences? Do you think your poor little bladder just goes right back to its normal position? Dream on. Not by a long shot. Your bladder is altered forever. It will never be able to climb back up to where it once sat. So it starts to sag. And with each pregnancy, it sags some more. Every time you push a baby out, it sags some more. Every time you cough, sneeze, lift something heavy, laugh, it sags some more. And if you gain weight in your abdomen, it sags more still. And when you lose your estrogen at postmenopause, that's the last straw. Your bladder sags so much that it starts pushing down on your vagina as if it's trying to deliver itself through your vagina. And for some women, it actually does do that to a certain degree. We have a name for it. It's called prolapse. It means something's coming out that doesn't belong outside your vagina. At postmenopause, your bladder sags so much that you can leak urine when you cough, sneeze, lift, laugh, etc. And it's because your bladder is sagging so much that it just can't hold anything. The angle of your urethra, which is the tube that exits your bladder, gets completely distorted to the point where there's no valve to keep urine from leaking. Normally, when your bladder is high, that valve is there. That angle of that urethra prevents things from just leaking all the time. But when your bladder starts sagging so much, there's no way to stop anything from leaking. So this is another of the symptoms that women just don't talk about enough. I mean, women even fail to mention urinary leakage to their own doctors. Speak up. There are all sorts of treatment for this. And so when you have leakage, there's possibly something that you can do to fix it completely. You don't have to go through the rest of your life finding out where bathrooms are every time you're going to go somewhere, sitting closest to the bathroom, feeling like you have to jump up and go urinate before you even really have to. I mean, when you have urinary problems, they kind of control your life. But you don't have to live that way. All you have to do is realize that if you don't speak up, there's no way you're going to fix it. You're not going to fix it yourself. It's an anatomically geared problem. Things have become anatomically incorrect, and so usually they have to be treated anatomically, sometimes with medicines, but more commonly it's an anatomic problem. So the common theme in this video is that many parts of your body start sagging or reach a critical limit for sagging at the time of postmenopause. Your skin, butt, breasts, and bladder all start sagging. And now you understand why. Now, I cover everything in units. And when we get to the podcasts where I discuss each symptom and each disease, everything individually, I will give you options in every single category for managing absolutely everything. But right now, with this WHAM series, I'm just trying to show you common threads for what happens at menopause. This is not time for me to go into giving you treatments and options and management choices for every little thing. That will come later. I do everything in units. It's just like when you were in school and you covered everything a unit at a time. Your teacher didn't have you jumping all over the place, studying everything all willy-nilly, as I say. So this is no different. This is menopause university, really. It's like school. You have to watch videos in order. You have to listen to podcasts in order. You have to read the book in order. Everything you need to do in my educational resource land is do it in order, because then you get tools that help you manage your menopause. If you're jumping around all willy-nilly, you just get bits and pieces of stuff, but you don't know how to connect any of it. You don't see the themes and you don't see the principles. So this one series of WHAM presentations is for you to start seeing some of the connections between similar occurrences, but later it will all be completely focused and pertinent for one disease at a time, and you'll get all the details that you need for actually managing each and everything. So I'm sure that by this point in time, you're in somewhat of a sour mood. I don't mean to make you be in a bad mood, but at least you're learning. And next week, we will talk about what gets harder at menopause. If you need me to meet with you individually to discuss any of these things or anything else, you can schedule a one-on-one consultation at my website, which is menopausetailor.me. And I'm happy to help you with anything. I absolutely love giving you this education. It really is the education that all women deserve. And it's unfortunate that no one has ever provided it before. I know of no other resource for women to actually just learn about menopause with no biases and without a product to sell you or coerce you into using for managing your menopause. I don't care how you manage your menopause. I care that you know what you're doing. And the problem is most women don't have a clue what they're doing because they don't understand what's happening. And there's no good end when you have no idea what's going on. I mean, things will not turn out well when you are clueless about what's going on in the first place. So that's why I educate like this, step by step by step. And it's why I come at things with different angles, at different angles, so that you can see how they relate to one another. And I hope that you see how everything makes sense and how logic is the key to understanding. And with logic, you can make fantastic decisions for yourself. I hope that this education is helping you, and I hope you're telling everyone you know about it. And I hope that with time, all women will get this education in their 20s and 30s so that they know what's going on way, 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 way in advance of needing to use the information for their own management. Alrighty, I'm going to sign off now. This is Menopause Taylor telling you goodbye until next time. Bye.